We begin in Samastiti, equal standing pose. On the inhale, raise the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway, look up for a nice flat spine. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to plank pose, the top of a push-up. Slowly lower the body down. Press the tops of the feet and raise the chest for upward facing dog. Curl the toes, hips up and back for downward facing dog. In down dog, your feet are hips width apart. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Try to press into all the knuckle pads of the hands to even out the weight on the wrists. Keep the hips up nice and high and press the heels towards the floor. Deep inhales in this position. Look forward between the hands, begin to walk the feet forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, raise the arms to the sky. And hands back down by your side. Good. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway, look up. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step back to plank pose, and lower the body down. Press the tops of the feet and raise the chest for upward facing dog. Curl the toes, hips up and back for downward facing dog. Try to lengthen the spine from tailbone to the top of the head. Continue to press the heels down towards the floor and gaze up towards your navel. A few more deep breaths here. So we'll look forward between the hands. Begin to walk the feet forward till the feet are between the hands. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, raise the arm to the sky. And hands back down by your side. We'll go to Surya Namaskar B. So we begin in chair pose. We bring the chest down towards the thighs. Straighten the legs any amount. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, hands down to the floor, stepping back to plank pose. Slowly lower the body down. Press the tops of the feet, raise the chest for upward facing dog. Curl the toes, hips up and back for downward facing dog. We're going to bring the right foot forward between the hands. Left heel is down on the floor. Raise the top body, raise the arms to the sky for warrior one. And then hands back down to the floor. And step back to plank pose once again. Lower the body down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We go to the left side now. Bring the left foot forward between the hands. Right heel is down on the floor. Raise the top body, raise the arms to the sky. Hands back down to the floor. Step back to plank pose. Lower the body down. Press the tops of the feet, raise the chest, upward facing dog. Curl the toes, hips up and back for downward facing dog. And we breathe deeply. Fully expanding the lungs, taking in as much oxygen as you can. Just a few more breaths here. Look forward between the hands. Walk the feet forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way forward. And we finish with chair pose. And come back to standing. Samastiti. Nicely done. Padangustasana is next. Foot big toe pose or forward bending. From Samastiti, stand with your feet hips width apart. Hands on your hips. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, fold forward and reach for your big toe or ankle or shin. Bring the head down towards the floor. Inhale up halfway to get the length in the spine. Exhale, fold all the way forward. And begin to breathe deep and relax into the pose. You can flex the quads to encourage the hamstrings to release a little more. And try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Another calming pose, great for the body, great for the brain when it's recovering from physical exhaustion. A couple more breaths here. Slight bend in the knees, come up halfway, hands to hips, and then come up all the way to standing. Triangle pose is next, so we take a wide step to the right, turn the right toes out to 90, back toes at about 45. Arms out to a T, shift the hips back and reach, bring the top body down over the lead leg, bring your hand down to your shin, ankle, or big toe, or to a block. Focus on a long spine, tuck the tailbone towards your back heel. Both shoulders should be stretching equally, and the torso should rotate slightly upward. A couple of more breaths here. Good. Slight bend in the lead leg. We come up to standing and prepare to go to the other side by turning the left toes out to 90, right toes in slightly. Arms out to a T, shift the hips back and reach. Bring the top body down over the lead leg, just like you did on the other side, and begin to breathe deeply. If you're prone to dizziness, you can look down at the floor in the final pose, or you can practice the pose against the wall, resting the hips against the wall. Slowly releasing the pose, coming back to standing. Maintain the wide stance as we go now to side angle pose or Utthita Parsvakonasana. Turn the right toes out to 90, turn the left toes in slightly. Bend the knee over ankle, bring the right hand down to the outside of the right heel. Extend the left hand up and overhead, stretching hand away from heel. Strong back leg, pressing the outer edge of the foot to the floor. Deep inhales as the torso rotates slightly upward. Slowly releasing the pose, coming back to standing, turning to the other side. Left toes turn out to 90, right toes turn in slightly. Bring the left hand down on the outside of the left heel. And now you're going to stretch your right hand away from the right heel. Stretch hand away from heel. Remember that the torso rotates slightly upwards, and deep inhales. Great side body stretch, great for muscle tone of the quads and the hamstrings and the front of the leg. Slowly releasing the pose, coming back to standing, and then step up to the front of the mat. Meet me in Samasthiti, equal standing pose. We prepare now for wide-legged forward bending or Prasarita Padottanasana by taking a wide step to the right, facing the side of the mat. Hands on your hips. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, fold forward. Bringing the head down towards the floor. On an inhale, we're going to come up halfway to lengthen the spine. Now exhale, fold all the way forward, bring the head down towards the floor once again. Try to manage equal weight in the left and right foot, and also equal weight in the ball and the heel of the foot as well. While you're in this position, you can nod the head yes or no a couple of times to see if there's any tension that's building in the neck, or maybe a yawn to check the tension in the jaw as well. So we place a slight bend in the knees, bring the hands to hips, and then come up to standing, all the way up to standing. Take the arms out to a T, clasp hands behind the low back. Deep inhale, chest up. Exhale, fold forward once again. Bring the head towards the floor, bring the hands up and over any amount. This inversion provides a mild traction and release for the spine. Also helps to normalize circulation in the muscles and the organs that are used to being upright when bearing weight. Another couple of deep inhales here. And we slowly release the pose, coming back to standing. Release the arms. Turn the right toes out as we prepare for Warrior Two. Arms out to a T. Bend the knee over ankle. Gazing over the right fingertips. Keep the shoulders over hips. Try not to lean forward. Let's drop the back hand now and lift the front hand up towards the ceiling. Get a good stretch. The palm faces you. Take a deep inhale here. Slowly bring it back to warrior two. Straighten the lead leg. Return to go to the other side. Turning the left toes out to 90, right toes in slightly. Bend the knee over ankle. Keep the arms out to a T, and you're gazing over the left fingertips this time. Perfect position for deep inhales. Let's drop the back hand, lift the front hand, the palm faces you as you reach towards the ceiling. One more deep breath here. Then we return back to warrior two, straighten the lead leg, release the arms, and then step forward, meet me at the top of the mat in Samastiti, equal standing pose. Please come to seated, meet me in Dandasana, staff pose. We begin here in Dandasana, staff pose. Sit up straight with your legs extended out in front of you in perfect posture. Press the legs into the floor. Sit up tall, the crown of the head reaches for the ceiling. The chin is level with the floor as we prepare for Paschimottanasana, forward bending. Fold forward, hinging at the hips, and reach for your big toes. Inhale, come up halfway to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold all the way forward and breathe deeply. Couple more breaths here. Slowly release the pose, coming back to Dandasana. We prepare now for Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. So we bend the right knee and place the right foot against the inside of the left thigh. Turn the belly button slightly towards the left knee and fold forward any amount that you can. It's okay if you cannot reach your toes. Just stretch forward any amount. Grab the knee, the shin, or ankle. It's fine. Deep inhales here. We slowly release the pose, and we prepare to go to the other side. So we bend the left knee. Place the sole of the left foot against the inside of the right thigh, and fold forward any amount. If you feel any discomfort in the knee, in the bent knee, you can always move the foot down towards the calf instead of being up by the thigh, and then fold forward any amount. Nice, slow, deep inhales. And then slowly release the pose. Next, we'll go to Upavista Konasana, wide-legged forward bending. So we extend the legs out straight in front of us, but wide. And we begin to fold forward, bringing the chest down towards the floor. If this is too much, you can just fold forward until you can grab your knees or your ankles. You may also place the hands on the floor between the legs for more support. Important here to try to keep the knees and toes pointed towards the ceiling. And even more important is nice, slow, deep inhales, fully expanding the lungs, taking in as much oxygen as you can. Slowly releasing the pose. We're going to use our hands to help to bring the legs back together, and we'll prepare to go to Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So here we're going to draw the feet together towards the groin, and then lower the knees towards the floor. We're going to take a few breaths sitting up straight. Some people open the big toe mounds. Other people press the arms into the thighs to help bring the knees down towards the floor. Another deep inhale here. And then fold forward any amount. Continue to take nice, slow, deep breaths. And here we try to focus more on moving the navel towards the heels as opposed to bringing the head down to the floor. So we slowly release the pose and coming back to Dandasana. Supta Padangusthasana is next. Roll onto your back. Hug the right knee into the chest. Give it a hug. Then extend the heel up towards the ceiling. You can grab for your big toe with the peace fingers, or you can use a strap, and you place the strap around the foot where the heel and arch meet. You want both legs to be strong and straight. I want you to find your range of motion on your stretch. Back off slightly, and then begin your deep breathing, increasing the stretch any amount. Now we'll take both straps into the right hand. We're going to lower the leg out to the right, creating a stretch on the right inner thigh. You can look to the left if it's okay with your neck, and continue your deep breathing. So now we'll slowly bring the right leg back up to vertical, and we'll prepare to go to the other side. Releasing the right leg. Now we hug the left knee into the chest, extend the heel up towards the ceiling, and we'll repeat the movements on the left side. Supta Padangusthasana. Supta is reclining. Pada is foot, and Angusta is big toe. And since the fingers don't always reach the big toe, some of us use a strap. It's a great pose for relieving stiffness and soreness in the low back. So now we place both straps in the left hand, lowering the left leg, lowering the leg out to the left. You can look to the right and continue to breathe deep. Slowly releasing the pose. And we're prepared now for bridge pose. So lying on your back, we're going to bend the knees and place the feet on the floor, hips width apart, have the heels near the sit bones. We're going to tuck the shoulder blades under, and then we'll raise the hips up towards the ceiling. We'll take about 5 nice, slow, deep inhales here, fully expanding the lungs. Again, taking in as much oxygen as possible. Slowly releasing the pose. We're going to straighten the legs out and sit up to Dandasana, and just as a counterbalance, we're going to fold forward for a few breaths to round the spine back out after that back bend that we just did in bridge pose. Okay. So we'll take a few breaths here, and then we'll prepare to move into shoulder standers next. One last deep breath, and then slowly release the pose. Shoulder standers next. So we'll begin from a reclining position. Roll the shoulders under, bringing the shoulder blades together. Rock the legs up and over, bring the hands to the low back, keeping the elbows on the floor for support. You extend your heels up towards the ceiling and look straight up at the feet. Do not turn the head left or right in this position. The bulk of the weight should be distributed across the shoulders, the upper arms, and the elbows. Okay. If there's any discomfort in the neck, you should release the pose. So we'll take a few more breaths here in this great inversion, and then we'll prepare for halasana or plow pose. So for halasana, we slowly lower the feet overhead, bringing the feet down towards the floor, and also the hands that are clasped behind your back, you try to bring those hands down as close to the floor as possible. We'll take a few more breaths here in this position, really lengthening the spine and improving the alignment of the spine as well. Another deep inhale. Then we slowly begin to release the pose, bring the legs back up and over and down towards the floor. Nice work. Now we prepare for shavasana, corpse pose. Rest peacefully here with your eyes closed for as long as you want. Breathe normally. Let the feet fall out to the side. Release and relax in this final important pose. We hope this information has been helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, aloha and namaste.